Hi folks, Rob with Two Guys on a Ride. Today we're at the Chanhassen Autoplex for Cars and Caves. This event goes on through the summer, the last Saturday of every month, and all proceeds go to charity, and it runs from 8 a.m. until noon. So come on down to the Chanhassen Autoplex and check out Cars and Caves. Today we're here with Gene Berghoff, and this is his spot at the Chanhassen Autoplex, and he does have a company called Jaguar Connection, or is it Jaguar? Jag Connection, that's it. So Gene, what do we have here? It's a beautiful vehicle, and if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your vehicle, that would be fantastic.
All right, I grew up with British cars. Both my parents grew up in Detroit, Michigan. And my father had no interest in American cars. He drove nothing but British sports cars. He just liked the styling. And even later in life, when he eventually became president of a very large international company, he had facilities worldwide in Europe, Mexico, Minnesota. Scotsman's Ice Machines, the largest ice machine manufacturer in the world, still is today. He eventually became president, worked his way up. They would give him a car. And sometimes it was an American car, or whatever, and he would just give the keys to my mother and continue to drive his Austin Healey or E-Type Jaguar winter and summer. So that's how I got into British cars and British motorcycles. And what we have here is it's a unique car. Now I'm a Jaguar guy down to the core, but I accidentally ran into this car in a shop in St. Cloud, Minnesota recently, just a few months ago, and I fell in love with it. I thought, wow, this is a neat looking car. And I asked my mechanic, what's the story behind this old Morgan? He said, well, Gene, it's a fellow here in town. He bought it brand new in 1967 when he was in the United States Navy. And he's brought it in here. He wants us to get it running. It's been sitting around for a while. And he wants to sell it. So, and my mechanic said, and he said it's something special. But he's not quite sure. But he remembers it was something special. So I did my homework. I got the VIN number. Contacted the experts on the East Coast, West Coast, and experts at Morgan Corporation in the UK, and found out it was one of 42 competition cars they built. And they're telling me that there's 11 known to exist worldwide, and I told them I think I found number 12 here in Minnesota. And so this is a true preservation car, and as you guys probably know, preservation cars are rapidly becoming more valuable than cars that have been restored. It's their only original ones, as they say. So we left it all original, and we went through it mechanically. We built the suspension, the brakes, the carburetors. Now it's ready to go. But the top is original, the interior is original, the tonneau cover, everything's original. He never touched anything. And it runs out nice.
So you said competition. This was a race car.
These are built for racing.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know if that's the original helmet, or you found
Okay. If you notice in every vehicle, including my motorcycles, I have helmets. This is my trademark.
Okay.
Helmets, gloves, scarves to go with the period of the time.
I got you. But even the tonneau cover you said is original.
Original. The top's original. Immaculate condition. Side curtains. It came with everything. And it came with 65 documents of correspondence between Don, the original owner, and Mr. Peter Morgan. Wow. Throughout the process of getting money and doing this and doing that. And what's interesting is he ordered it, and Morgan still builds them today one at a time, and he did not get his money in time. So they sold the car he ordered. And then Peter Morgan said, Don, we had to move your car, we got to keep cash coming in, but we have this competition car we built and somebody's backed out on it. You're going to have to pay a little more money, but if you'd like that instead of a Morgan Plus 4, you can have a Morgan Plus 4 competition. And it's got some very unique features that I list here that are different than the standard Morgan Plus 4. And anyways, rest is history. He bought the car and now I own it. This is a 54 XK 120 Jaguar. Now I usually tell people how it got its name XK 120. Jaguar came out with the 120 in 1949 at 120 miles an hour. It was the fastest production car in the world. And Jaguar continued to produce the fastest production cars in the world for the next roughly 15 years. Eventually in 54, after this car was built, they came out with the XK 140 at 140 miles an hour. Then after the 140 was the 150, and then in 1961, they discontinued the XK series and came out with the E-Type Jaguar, which Americans call XKE. And when that came out, they eliminated the frame in the E-Type, and that's what made it lighter and go even faster at 160 miles an hour.
So they eliminate. So it's a unibody.
The E-Type shot.
The E-Type is a unibody.
The XK series is not heavy.
Okay.
That's how they slowly continue to get these cars.
So they lost weight by losing the frame and making it unibody.
It's just like me. When I gain weight, I become slower. So this is, I'll show you the engine.
Okay.
This car is Concourse. It's about as close to 100-point car as you can get. It's never seen rain, and it's seen very few clouds.
Wow.
It was built, the underside looks like the top side.
Oh my gosh.
So everything's been restored to Concourse levels. So unlike the Morgan we just talked about.
Right.
Morgan's all original. In fact, one thing I want to say on Morgan, I never plan to wash it.
Oh, no. Leave the patina as it is. Right. Now, this is what? This is a 6?
Dual overhead 6.
Okay.
A big engine.
Right,
I take that engine, put it on the floor next to an American 6-cylinder engine, you'll see the difference in size. This holds 12 quarts of oil. American 6-cylinder will hold about 4 or 5 quarts.
Wow.
That's what gave them the power, is the big engines.
Okay. That's amazing. Now you have some unique motorcycles too, and a few minutes ago I heard you mention that there was a Rolls Royce of motorcycles, you said?
That's the Aero Square 4. The Aero Square 4 was the largest British motorcycle built in the 50s. Then she got bought out in the late 50s by BSA, and the BSA shut them down. But
oh, really?
It's nicknamed the Rolls Royce of motorcycles because it's heavy, it's very quiet, it's very smooth. And they call it an Aero Square 4 because the cylinders are in a square pattern. 2 cylinders up front, 2 in back. 4-cylinder bike, and that's basically it. They're fairly rare.
I've never heard of it, but it's completely British made, and it's an aerial. Now, what's the displacement on this?
1,000 cc's.
1,000 cc's. So, what kind of speed were you looking at this?
I
Any idea on
don't
that?
recall, but I'm sure
pretty fast, I
over
imagine.
100
Even though I'm sure it's a pretty heavy bike, being that it's all steel, being from that era. Now, what year is this again?
This is a 1956.
56. Wow. The styling is very classic. I would think that's something out of the 70s.
Yeah.
It's a very classic look on the styling.
They're cool looking bikes.
It's a beautiful bike. Well, Gene, thank you so much again. Wanted to say thanks for having us in. And folks, remember the Jag Connection. And again, we're out at the Chanhassen Autoplex for Cars and Caves.
At the last Saturday of every month.